From Rupert Lowe MP on X, Restore Britain has uncovered unpublished HMRC analysis detailing tax contribution data by ethnicity. I just asked Reeves if she will commit to releasing the same figures by nationality to discover who is paying their way and who isn't. I did not receive a positive response. Oh, this is going to be good, isn't it? This is going to be good. I know it. Notice that, two things. First of all, he put unpublished rather than unsurprising, because if you've got eyeballs and you're working class and you've actually mixed with some of the recent guests to the UK, you know as well as I do that the average snack bar taxi driver or kebab shop owner pays less income tax than Jimmy Carr used to, before he got shamed. Frankly, at this point, I think it's moral to avoid paying your taxes as best you can. I mean, you're only going to be paying for more petrol for the people traffickers, so you might as well keep the money yourself. Also, I like how Rupert only used the term Reeves, didn't use a title, didn't use a full name. It's almost like he's playing the same game that we do. But I like Rupert, so I'll put my foot in my mouth on purpose. Rachel Reeves.
She's a spastic.
Yes, she is, my remarkably astute skinhead chum. So we'll watch this, we'll have a laugh, and then I'll explain why funny old thing, Albanian drug dealers and Puma tracky diddler den owners, sorry, by diddler den I do of course mean kebab shop, don't quite pay as much income tax as Norwegian banking professionals do. And if you didn't know that already, probably don't have the IQ to work a smartphone either, do you? Right then, this is brilliant. You all knew it. You don't really need to watch the video. Again, boring. You've got two brain cells to rub together. Dull as dishwater, this. But let's listen to Rupert nonetheless.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Through Freedom of Information requests, Restore Britain has uncovered unpublished Treasury analysis breaking down contribution by ethnicity. Evidently, the data exists, so will the Chancellor today commit to go further and publish the same analysis by nationality so that we can see which groups are paying their way and, more importantly, which groups are not?
Mr. Speaker, I'm considering how to respond to that question, but I will simply leave it at saying that everyone must pay their fair share of tax. That's something this party is committed to in government.
Yep, rabbit in the headlights there, wasn't he? Everyone's got to pay the taxes. Well, not everyone. No, not everyone. Regulars at the snack bar, for example, don't pay the taxes. We all remember that reality TV show set in the airport at Leeds Bradford. We all remember the legions of Pumas getting caught. I mean, it was basically whenever they frisked any of them with money belts crammed with tens of thousands of pounds because they're not paying any income tax. There's a reason why they all work in the gig economy and everything has to be cash. Have you tried paying with a card at the kebab shop? Things might have changed recently, but if you pulled out a Visa at your average kebab shop in Middlesbrough, they looked at you like they were more disgusted than if you slapped your cock on the counter. Now, as Rupert pointed out, there's a gap here. HMRC holds detailed information by nationality, but hasn't released it and never will. They'll talk about sensitivity and prejudice and privacy, which is laugh out loud funny. Privacy from people who've got robots watching you, drones when you go for a stroll on the Cotswolds, and more facial recognition cameras than the CCP in China. But they'll say, oh, we can't tell you that. Privacy. Even though they're not telling you the name, address and shoe size of some scruffy lifelong dole wallet. They're just giving you broad brush information by nationality, or not giving you. Anyway, you can glean some information from AI, as I've done here. And even more hilarious, you can click some of these preposterous links down here. Like, look at this one. Wet Woke Gates Cambridge here has actually typed this out with a straight face. Report investigating barriers to Bangladeshi and Pakistani women's work. Why do they need a report about Pakistani and Bangladeshi women? Well, I think you know why, don't you? I think you know why. Because approximately 50% of them do less work than Stephen Hawking's bicycle clips. Santa does more work than the average Bangladeshi wife, and he only gets out of bed once a year. And amazingly, this Cambridge tough group has come out with this statement on the report. Too often, cultural factors are overstated as an explanation for economic inactivity, rather than recognising structural issues such as employer bias, discrimination, and the lack of inclusive workplace policies. Yeah, far out, man. Peace and love, bro. Yeah, so with a straight face, they're actually trying to tell you that the main reason these women who get forced to live with a bin bag stapled to the torso. Boris Johnson's letterbox comment was the only sensible thing the fat albino jellyfish ever said. Right? They can legally be beaten by the husbands. They do as they're told. They're not even allowed to use the same room at the Golden Bell End Church. And if you knock back a marriage proposal, you get your lips melted off. Because funny old thing, back in the 40s, if George asked Ethel to the dance and she said no, he didn't throw sulfuric acid in her face. That's an imported problem. Oh yeah, and also like FGM, back your bazzy and a donkey bumming. But apparently, they say the reason these women don't pay any taxes, and their community as a whole hardly pays any taxes, is because of racism. Yeah. The poor mites can't get a job because in 2025, the virulent bigotry and racism by the state is so shocking, none of them can get a job. Yeah, have you seen the average photo of the civil service? There's a picture of the Home Office hard at work. It looks like something from a really bad Bollywood movie, except all of them are hideously ugly and nobody can dance. I did manage to get some numbers from Grok, and obviously non-EEA migrants cost us billions every year. And even gov.uk, in between desperate attempts to juke the statistics and openly lie, did concede that the biggest gap between men and women was in the combined Puma Traki and Bangladeshi ethnic group, where 48% of women and 19% of men are economically inactive. So there you go, Rupert Lowe doing God's work, shining a light at the fact that the British government lies to you. It's entirely populated by woke activists who only seem to really care about taxation when it's someone who looks a bit like you or me who's paying the taxes. In the UK, there's a special protected class now. You all know this is the case. As Mr. Powell said so many years ago, you know who is wielding the whip in this day and age. And it's a Uno reversal, as the Americans like to say. You get 3 years for tweets, they get 2 years for kiddie fiddling. The government turned a blind eye to 25 years of grooming gangs, and they're still doing it now. But they're on you like a tramp on chips if you make a quip on social media. And then the cherry on top is, you have to pay your taxes, and the government will ruthlessly smash you if you don't. But Akbar Jabari never has to pay his taxes. He can blowtorch chickens on shopping trolleys and make 100 grand a year doing it, selling his mutant two-headed chicken that's highly carcinogenic, makes shitloads of money off drunks, and doesn't pay any taxes to HMRC. And they don't care. They turn a blind eye. I mean, think about that. Anyone who thinks this is some sort of conspiracy, if they're happy to turn a blind eye to the endemic torture of children, do you honestly think they're going to be bothered about what? Paperwork crimes, not paying a bit of tax? Give your head a shake, son. That's just my opinion, though. If you disagree, if you think Rupert doesn't know what he's talking about, and all those people who chain their wives to the sink are definitely paying loads of tax and they're just walking GDP, please let me know in the comments down below. And I'll just assume that you've got the financial acumen of a pissed sailor in Vegas. So put your details down there and I'll send you a Christmas card with a $5 in. All right, because you're going to need the money, aren't you? No bet. That's me for the day, ladies and gents. Thanks for tuning in. See you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Cheers.